right, it is the No Morning Show here on CTT. I am Natalie Lagore, and in studio with us this morning is His Excellency Mr. Arun Kumar Sahu, High Commissioner of India to Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to you, Your Excellency.
Good morning.
Welcome
morning to all
the
of
No
you.
Morning Show.
Good morning.
Yes, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Yes, and what thoughts do you have about our banter behind the scenes? Is something our guests always comment on?
I love it.
You see? And so when we were behind the scenes, I asked His Excellency if he could dance, and he said no, but I can definitely make people dance. And I agree with him. We've seen some dancing in recent days. So, Commissioner, welcome to the program. It's our pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Why am I saying Commissioner? Your Excellency, welcome to the program. So talk to us, because the Indian government has decided to donate 40,000 AstraZeneca vaccines to the government of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
What role did you play in that?
Oh, I'm the High Commissioner of India. So I have an instrumental role in this. What happens between two governments and two peoples, I think, and rest is in public domain.
Right. So we saw before that where the government was saying that it wrote to the Indian government through you, because that's the protocol. And did you really indicate that they should have gone straight to the government? Because that's something we're seeing in the public domain.
No, there is, when state-to-state communication is done, it is done through the high commissions or embassies and ambassadors. When it is at the highest level, ambassadors play a role to communicate the message at the right level. And it's not only me, it's also your ambassador in Delhi who will be, I think, who will be playing a role. So normally those communications are not sent directly to the head highest office. They are sent through the High Commissioner. You know, people, I think, may not be knowing that ambassadors or high commissioners are, you know, plenipotentiaries. Essentially, what it means is they are the ears, eyes, and the mouth of the government. Government meaning the head of the state, head of the government, the foreign ministers, the people of India. So they are here for a reason. So I think it's no harm if somebody wants to write directly, that's fine.
But did you tell this government to write directly to India?
No, that's not my business. I am nobody to advise, you know, a head of government.
But you've seen those reports, though, in the public domain that's suggesting that you told the government to write directly to India.
Yeah, when they asked me for the vaccine, donation of vaccine, then I said there are two options. As I said, you know, I don't want to revisit what I had already put on in public domain. So that is how you write.
Right.
So if you write, the letter has to go to the High Commissioner, and then High Commissioner transmits it. That is one way. Or you can send it to your High Commissioner in Delhi, who will transmit it to the relevant office.
So what was the discrepancy between you and this government before, where we saw the Prime Minister at the conversations with the Prime Minister saying, well, this is what was done, this is what the response was, and then you coming out and saying you felt disrespected? What were you feeling disrespected about?
No, I think what I felt disrespected about is very simple. I am a guest in this country. You know, and no, I think in my 25 years of diplomatic career, I have not seen any single diplomat, not only Indians, any diplomat, any foreign ambassador being part of a public discourse. No, they are not. They are supposed to be. They are. When we come to this country, you know, our president writes a letter to the president of the receiving country saying that give credence to what this person is saying. He is my representative. And if you have something to say, and if I am saying something, That's the whole understanding of diplomatic relations.
Right. So you thought that it was not right for the Prime Minister to put everything in the public domain.
No, it's his prerogative. He's the head of government, so he has his prerogative. But I said what I felt.
Right. Yeah. And I think we're past that now.
Of course.
Right. So how did you all get to that point where you decided, okay, regardless of the disrespect that you felt and regardless of what he shared in the public domain about the vaccines, that India was going to donate 40,000 vaccines? How did you all get to that point?
No, I am not going to sit before a national TV and going to tell you how diplomacy works. Diplomacy always works behind the camera. So, but as I said, and I reiterate this to you, that there is tremendous goodwill in India for the people of Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbeans. So our job as ambassadors is to build those relationships and build on those relationships. Our job is not to work against it. So my message has been from day one that I am here on, let's say, 3rd of September 2019, that I am here. I have been telling people, various quarters, that my job is to build relationship between Trinidad and Tobago and India.
Do you believe that the opposition writing to the government, probably would have been through you because you did share the letter on your Facebook, that was appropriate and diplomatic?
No, I didn't so. No. We received, because as I said, anybody is free to write a letter to the High Commissioner. High Commission is here to listen to people and work as a medium between people, offices, and Government of India and people.
Was it appropriate, though, in terms of diplomatic channels?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Was it appropriate for you to share it on your Facebook page?
Oh, yes. If I have not said, but if it is there, I think there is nothing wrong in it. In any case, public media, is essentially what is in public. So I don't think there is, and anybody, you can write to my Prime Minister also. You can write to anybody in India. Our job is to transmit the message.
I asked because you said that diplomacy is behind the scenes. So then, when you shared that letter written by the opposition leader,
I'm trying to tell you that I didn't share.
You didn't
share.
You didn't share it?
Yeah.
Oh, but it was on your page, though. Did you see it?
No, I didn't. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
I didn't.
Oh.
But I am privy to the letter, because the letter has gone through me.
Right.
So I'm not talking about the social media. I'm saying simply, that.
So who is responsible for the government to send in the vaccines? Is it the letter from the opposition leader, or is it the letter from the Prime Minister?
No. You have to understand the dynamics of a country and the people. And you have to, I think, as governments, any government will look at the strengths where they can build, and sometimes, a large diaspora, a particular leader, your own government, your own connection might be helpful. Diplomacy is not only one connection. You can build exclusively one connection, that's good. But diplomacy is always to build and use your strength to get what you want for your national interest. So it's up to you how you use it.
I agree, but I thought that there were also protocols that determined who, if there's a government in place, then that it would be government to government. I've never seen in diplomacy opposition to government and a response there.
No, that's why I've said, if you observe many high-level visits, to a particular country, which is bilateral visit, it happens, and the visiting leader actually visits the leader of opposition also, with the consent of the ruling government. Why do they do it? They are in the opposition. I think it's a standard procedure in visits.
Has this been your experience, though, that, when you're high commissioner to a country, that not only the head of the government, but also the opposition would make...
Everybody. He's accessible to everybody. He can meet everybody. I have met leader of opposition
no,
here
not
also.
Not in terms of meeting everybody, but has it been your experience that not only the head of the government would make gestures on behalf of the state, but also the leader of the opposition?
Yeah, he or she is actually free person. They can write to anybody. I am here.
Yeah.
You can write. Any common citizen, individual can also write. There are issues or there are appeals which a common man on the street can write to High Commissioner saying that this I want to transmit to your Prime Minister or your head of government.
And you would normally pass that on as well?
Yeah, I'll use my judgment. What are the concerns, and that's my job.
Yeah.
So I do it.
Did you pass on the opposition leader's
letter? Of course, yes, I did.
And also the government's letter?
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
So when can Trinidad and Tobago expect these 40,000 vaccines?
Sooner rather than later.
Right.
We are working hard.
I asked because I know that the Indian government had indicated that it might have to, kind of pause on sending vaccines outside to deal with its own people, which is understandable with a population of 1.3 billion. So would that affect the 40,000 donation?
I tell you, the problem with awareness in this part is that maybe people follow only the colonial media and jump into conclusion. Nobody in India has said we have paused our giving our international commitments. Nobody. What they have said is we'll do it because of the domestic development. Now we'll do it in a phased manner. There is a big difference between pausing and phased manner. I think it will be better for people and those who are in know of things to follow at least what is happening in India and how messages are given, how they are saying. One day the whole rest of the media saying, oh, India has paused donation of or supply of vaccine. No, nobody has said that we have paused. We said it will be in phased manner because of the domestic requirement.
Situation, yeah.
So phased manner meaning you might find few days here and there, but there is a system which we work. When we say it is phased manner, all international commitments will be fulfilled, but we'll see how quickly we can do depending on the domestic requirement.
Right. All right.
So I can tell you that vaccines to Trinidad and Tobago will be here sooner rather than later.
Right.
And we're working hard for this.
Right. Will there be any other donations outside of that 40,000?
As of now, I have no information about that.
And relationship between the two countries still strong?
Of course. That's the sad part of I think this region is that you don't know how big Brian Lara is. Day before yesterday, he was playing with Sachin Tendulkar with senior cricket, and every youngsters who aspires to be a cricketer someday watches Brian Lara and Sachin Tendulkar batting. You don't know all these Kieron Pollard, all sixes. You think it's only your. In your newspaper, it may be a quarter of a page.
But in India, it would be a whole spread.
Yeah. And a few days after the IPL will start, I think 5-6 of the West Indian players will be there.
Yeah.
And the youngsters in India, those who aspire, and cricket and Bollywood, these are big things for us.
Yeah.
We are like bigger than the religion that we have. And, you just, I think I have a solution to this, that anybody and everybody who wants to cover India, who wants to understand India, who also wants to understand Indian diplomacy, how it is done, must visit at least once to India.
All right, Commissioner, we are going to have to leave it there, but thank you so much for your wealth and knowledge and for sharing with us. The Indian High Commissioner, His Excellency Kumar Sahu, Arun Kumar Sahu, is talking to us, and he says the relationship between India and Trinidad and Tobago is still strong. We take a break and we'll be back with you.